My name is Austin Deckard, and this is a short video about how cultural influences play a role in my daily eating habits and how I perceive those influences. I wouldn't consider myself that much of a picky eater, at least not anymore. However, I grew up extremely picky, eating only a few things every day for about 10 years. I would refuse to try anything new because the textures or the new taste would freak me out, so I stuck to ramen noodles, cereal, and PB&Js. Now I'm definitely more conscious about what I eat and will pretty much try anything. At the moment, I'm trying to make a conscious effort to avoid eating sweets or things with a lot of sugar, and I have incorporated a lot of vegetables, fruits, and healthy carbohydrates into my daily diet. I do this because I care about the way I feel and look, and I know that what I eat has a major effect on my body and mind. When it comes to culture, I'm pretty much just your average 20-year-old white male college student, and religion doesn't really play a large role in my life, so it doesn't particularly influence my eating habits. I wouldn't say I have significantly extravagant food customs, and I will pretty much eat whenever, wherever, and with whomever. Being a college student, going out to eat with friends is something I do quite often, and I always enjoy the company, especially when trying new foods. That doesn't mean that I always need to be out with somebody, however, and I do most of my eating and cooking on my own. Food is important to me because it's something I can control to make my life better, and because it plays such a large role in my everyday life, I care about and try to pay attention to what I put into my body. My culture definitely influences my decisions when it comes to food, and I'd say that I'm largely influenced by the fact that I'm a college student with a very tight budget and a small amount of free time, so I have to make my food decisions based around those two factors every day. I try to structure my life around being as efficient as possible in all regards, whether that be school, work, or my social and family life. Much of my day relies on me being prepared and organized so that I can perform well in school, excel at my job, and still find time to hang out with my friends and family. With this in mind, my food practices must also adapt to such a busy schedule, which sometimes doesn't yield the best results. By that, I mean it's easy to get in the trap of eating things that might not be healthy because of the kind of on-the-go lifestyle that I'm currently living. However, I try my absolute best to avoid the drive-thru and instead buy fresh, wholesome ingredients at the grocery store. Food is meaningful to me, and I think it's important to be aware of what you're putting into your body, so I try to avoid overly processed, cheap, and non-nutritious foods to the best of my ability. So what do I eat on a regular basis? I'll give you a general outline for the day. When I wake up, I usually drink a huge glass of water. I think staying hydrated is very important, so I drink a ridiculous amount of water. After that, I will typically pour a bowl of cereal and make a smoothie. The cereal I eat is what my friends call that hipster granola stuff, but it's actually pretty good depending on what you get. This keeps me pretty satisfied until lunch, and this is where it can be a bit unpredictable. Depending on the day and my class and work schedule, I will either cook a large meal at home and have leftovers for the week, or eat something from last night's dinner. If I'm really in a hurry, I'll stop at a restaurant. I live at home with both my parents, so dinner time is usually not a big hassle for me, and I will typically eat whatever my family makes. I can't afford to be too choosy because I don't have the time nor the money to make those decisions 100% of the time. It is sometimes difficult to manage my eating habits consistently as I strive to eat as healthy as possible, but it's hard on a low budget. Unfortunately, most of the food items that are inexpensive are the ones that provide minimal nutrition. I feel like that is a major theme that occurs in American culture since we focus so much about being productive and efficient, especially in the workplace. So we have made convenience food a priority over taking the time and energy to actually create a wholesome meal. These convenience foods are typically made with a large amount of preservatives and chemicals, and their ingredients list is usually quite long for this reason. I find myself constantly looking at food labels to ensure that the things I put into my body are recognizable and not just some list of random ingredients that is supposed to resemble food. By becoming aware of just a few simple things like I've listed above, I've noticed how much of an effect food actually does have on my life. When I consistently eat healthy, I am generally happier, more productive, and clear-headed. When I eat unhealthy, like when I'm on vacation, I am typically tired, lethargic, and my mind seems clouded. Even though I'm a busy student, I think it's important that I try my best to eat healthy regardless of time and money constraints that I face each day. By paying attention to what I put into my body, I can ensure that I'm performing at my peak and reduce the chance of becoming sick or overweight. So yeah, that's a little bit about how food influences my life.